So you already know I'm reading through Genesis right now. And one of the things that's sticking out to me is where I'm seeing Jesus. The scriptures are all about Jesus, but I often, when I read through, am seeing Jesus in all the places that I'm used to seeing Jesus. But today I saw Jesus in a place that I have never seen him before. And that is in Esau. I mean, I told you before, like I am used to banging on Esau. I'm used to saying, man, that dude had no self-control. You know, that he let his birthright get stolen. He gave up his birthright for some food. But today I saw Jesus in Esau. And so I had to post this because it meant so much to me. And again, vulnerability is the way forward. I just hope it can mean something to you. But Jacob, you need to understand the history, right? So Jacob is the favorite of his mom, Rebecca. He's a mama's boy. And the Bible basically says he's a mama's boy, if you read the text. Esau is favored by his father. He's a hunter and he loves the outdoors. And so we already see favoritism in their family, right? We saw favoritism at some level in Abraham and Sarah with Isaac and Ishmael. But here we see favoritism again in the next generation. And so Jacob, as I said before, takes advantage of his brother, doesn't love him, capitalizes on his brother's hunger, and steals his birthright. And then in conspiracy with his mom, lies to his father to get the blessing. And surely God said that Jacob would be blessed, but the means by which Jacob got blessed were wrong. Jacob did the wrong thing, but his children even benefit from the blessing. That's another story, but I'm hoping you're hearing what I'm saying. His children benefit from the blessing, but the blessing that they call a blessing is a curse to Esau. All right. And so because he lied, right? And so because Jacob lied to get the blessing. So what happens is Jacob decides to return home. He leaves Laban's house, and the Bible says that he sends his servants ahead, and his servants have run into Esau, and they tell him that Esau is coming. And Jacob was then terrified at the news. He begins to pray, and he says to the Lord, please rescue me from the hands of my brother Esau. I'm afraid that he's coming to attack me along with my wife and my children. Why is Esau looking to attack you, Jacob? Why does that scare you? Well, I can tell you why it scares you. Because the last time you saw Esau 20 years ago, you had lied, stolen his blessing, right? And he was consoling himself by saying, hey, I'm going to wait till my father dies, and then I'm going to kill Jacob. That's how he was consoling himself. And your mom told you to leave, so you've left. Now it's 20 years later, and you still understand that you did the wrong thing to get the stuff that you got. And now you're scared because you know Esau knows that you have been a deceiver and a supplanter. You know you stand condemned in front of Esau. You know Esau has every right to be angry as the oldest child. And so he tries what I wrote in my Bible, reparations. What he says is, I will try to appease, this is verse 20, I will try to appease him by sending gifts ahead of me. When I see him in person, perhaps he will be friendly to me. So Jacob's thought is, I'm just going to try to give him stuff. Now, nowhere in this text do we see Jacob say, hey, man, I'm sorry. I failed you as a brother. I did the wrong thing. The life I even enjoy right now is because of the way that I mistreated you. We never see Jacob do that. And I still see Jesus in Esau. Watch this. So Jacob then wrestles with God. He gets his name changed to Israel. And then it happens. Jacob meets Esau in chapter 33. And as Esau approaches him, he moves the people he cares about the most, the people he's favoring, like Rachel and Joseph, he moves them to the back. And verse 4 says, then Esau ran to meet him, embraced him, threw his arms around his neck and kissed him. Then both of them wept. Messed me up. Messed me up. Messed me up for a lot of reasons. Number one, I saw the father of the prodigal son. Did you hear it? He ran to meet him, embraced him, fell on his neck and kissed him. All I could hear was Luke 15, the prodigal son's father, longing for him, looking for him, runs out to him, grabs him. The prodigal son is saying, I heard Jacob in the prodigal son. I heard Esau in the faithful father who runs and grabs him, hugs him, kisses him, embraces him. And then they both weep. You remember what the prodigal son said? I'm not worthy to be called his son anymore. Jacob knows he's done Esau dirty, and he knows that he deserves Esau's wrath and worse. And yet Esau, I see Jesus in Esau. I think Jacob saw Jesus in Esau. Let me show you why I think that. So finally, Joseph and Rachel come forward and they bow down before him. Esau then says, verse 8 of chapter 33, what were all the flocks and the herds that I met as I came? Jacob replied, they are a gift, my Lord, to ensure your friendship. What Jacob is doing, I wonder if in the love languages, Jacob was a gifts person. But what Jacob is doing is showing at some level that he's sorry. It reminds me of what Michael Jordan said about Dennis Rodman when he came to his door and asked for a cigar. This is kind of Jacob's nod at, yo, man, I know I messed up. I know I did the wrong thing. And so I did all of this for it to be a gift to you. Man, watch Esau. This is crazy. My brother messed me up. Esau still knows, because they are still brothers. 20 years later, Esau, though, starts out, my brother, I have plenty. Keep what you have for yourself. Man, Esau shows no bitterness. Esau shows grace. Esau, oh my goodness, I saw Jesus. Jacob stands condemned. Jacob is not worthy of Esau's love, affection, and care, and yet Esau mercifully, graciously shows it to him. Watch this. Watch what Jacob says. Jacob says, no, if I have found favor, verse 10, if I found favor with you, please accept this gift from me. What a relief to see your friendly smile. I saw Jesus. I saw Jesus. A man who stands condemned stands in front of the one who has every right to condemn him. He throws at him everything he can to communicate, I failed and I want this relationship to be repaired at some level. And Esau says, no, like, it's all good, brother. Please accept this gift. It's a relief to see your friendly face. Listen, it's like seeing the face of God. Why does Jacob say that? I'm tripping. Why does Jacob say that? I believe that Jacob says that because he sees the very grace he's seen from God in being a liar and a supplanter and a deceiver. He's seen God's grace. Listen to what he says. He says, it's like seeing the face of God. Please take this gift I brought you, for God has been very gracious to me. I don't think Esau's just talking about the stuff that he's acquired. I think he's saying, man, I prayed and asked God to have you receive me. I prayed because I was afraid, but man, Esau, now I see in you the face of God because I'm seeing grace. I'm seeing mercy. Where I should be condemned, I'm seeing the faithful father with the prodigal son. I'm seeing this woman with the lost coin. I see the shepherd with the lost sheep. Jacob says, I have more than enough. This is the part that it got me even more. Verse 11. And because Jacob insisted, Esau finally accepted the gift. But Esau had already shown grace and mercy. Esau had already shown that he still loved his brother and had forgiven his brother and had set his debt aside. Esau then shows even more grace. Hey, man, let's go. Verse 12, I'll lead the way. Jacob says, you can see, man, I have small children. They're very young. The flocks and herds are young. If I drive them too hard, even for a day, they might die. Please go ahead of us. We'll follow you slowly at a place that's comfortable for the livestock and the flock. I'll meet you at Seir. Esau, graciously, all right. Hey, man, but at least let me assign some of my men to guide you and to protect you. I hear Jesus in that. I was broke. I'm broken. I'm not saying that this text is teaching this is Jesus saying I won't leave you comfortless, but I'll send a comforter after me. But I'm like, yo, man, listen to what he says, to guide you and to protect you. I hear Jesus offering his disciples who are rightfully condemned, the Holy Spirit. And I just go, yo, like, I'm not saying the text is teaching that, but I never seen that before. I'm saying I see that in the text and I see Jesus in Esau in a way that I've never seen Jesus before. Jacob responded, that's not necessary. It's enough that you've received me. I was messed up. Not only does Esau not exclude him, but Esau includes him, and even he recognizes, like the face of God, man, you have received me warmly, my Lord. So Esau turned around, started back to see her the same day. Man, I saw Jesus in Esau today, and it broke my heart in a good way, like just made me understand the power of forgiveness, the power of releasing of a debt, the power of reconciliation, the power of grace, the power of the gospel of grace. Abraham didn't deserve the blessing. Isaac didn't deserve the blessing. Jacob didn't deserve the blessing. People say stuff like, no, God rewards those who are good. No, man, God is gracious to the just and to the unjust. And we live in a world, we live in a country where some unjust things have happened. And God has still been very merciful and very gracious to us. I just pray that we don't take it for granted. Because I've definitely looked at, I have never seen Jesus in Esau like I saw Jesus today. I saw and think about it, Esau was cheated. Esau was the oldest son who was supposed to receive. I think about the parable of the business owner who finally sends his son. He sends servants, but then he sends his son, and they say, we're going to kill him, and then we'll take the inheritance. I see that here, man. Esau was the oldest son. He was supposed to receive the inheritance. He didn't receive the inheritance. He was shafted, marginalized, taken advantage of by his brother. Because that's just Jesus was taken advantage of. But he came to his own didn't receive him. John chapter 1, verse 12. But as many as did, he gave the power, the right to become the sons of God, even those who believed on his name. I'm just like, yo, I see Jesus in Esau, the rejected brother. Reminded me of when Judas kisses him and he calls him friend. And Jacob still says brother. Again, the greatest commandment is to love God. Second is like it, love people. I hope that this blesses you. I hope it encourages you like it did for me today. Jesus is everywhere, all through the scriptures, but many of us have lost sight of biblical framework to understand grace, mercy, justice, righteousness, reconciliation, forgiveness, blessing. And I'm telling you, it's right here in the pages of this book, from Genesis 1:1 to Revelation 22:21. Hope it blesses you. I love you. Have a great day.